Hey guys, how you doing? Miketanic here. Thank you for stopping by. I wanted to do a quick state of the channel updates because it's been a while since I addressed things out of game. And we're going to cover three things in rapid succession. One, yes, I'm holding a candy cane and I don't know why, but that's not really number one. Number one is viewer comments. Love them. Can't get enough of them. But we're getting to the point, especially in this current campaign, which right now we are playing the Kaiserreich mods as the Commune of France. And occasionally we're starting to get conflicting advice. And you know, from the very first, I have always made it very clear that this is our campaign. It's not just my campaign. So I'm trying to put this the right way. Conflicting advice, sometimes, or even just different strategies as a whole, which I can't follow both. Now, there's three options that I typically have when this pops up. One, I can do both, or I can do none of them and go do my own thing, or kind of take a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B and try to put something together so that we're all working together with a cohesive strategy. So I just wanted to say, if I don't pick your strategy or I don't pick your advice to go with, please don't take it personally, because you know what? Next decision, I might be right back on your side too, doing the things that you guys tell me, because there's so much more wisdom in a group than there is just me bumbling my way through. You guys have seen the disaster that happens, when I do my own thing. So that's number one. Number two is, since I started this channel, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes.
Fuck! God damn, I quit. I fucking quit.
There is a lot of outtakes that I have to do from editing, and this is, a lot of it's really embarrassing stuff.
You goddamn cocksuckers, you just came here. Where are you? Which one?
But I am going to put together a outtakes and blooper video for you guys, because again, this is your channel too, and I feel like you deserve to see what happens behind the scenes. I owe you guys that much, so I am going to start putting that together, and there's a wealth of stupid stuff that I have done that can make it into this, but yeah, so look for that pretty soon. Number three, what are we going to play next? Our goal for the current campaign is basically knock Germany out of the war, conquer them, and get everybody to act cool. Second part is get the Americans to be, make the CSA win in America, get the syndicalists some victory in America after we deal with Germany and their friends. So that won't take too long. That will take maybe another 10-15 videos, I think. So what we are going to do next, now I do have an Imperator Rome campaign going on concurrently with the campaign that we're on now, and it's not doing too well. I have to say, it's maybe I have a HOI4 audience primarily, but I do enjoy that game, and that may become the primary campaign that we do, but I also want to keep some other options open. Now, what I'm thinking, we can stick with HOI4 and do some mods. Now, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for the HOI4 mods to go on sale, and it's just not ever going to happen. So, for the sake of the channel, I may just bite the bullet and get some of the more appropriate mods for what we want to do. Now, I'm seeing on this campaign, even on this campaign, I'm missing out on a lot with a lot of the decisions and ways to build from the Man the Guns DLC and Waking the Tiger DLC, which would have come in handy a lot. So that is an option, to do a campaign with some of those mods applied. And I'll let you guys know how that goes, where I'm leaning on that. The next is, I really would like to do, sticking with the Paradox grand strategy, I really would like to do a Stellaris campaign. Now, I do have a few DLCs for that to kind of flesh it out. That game for me is infinitely fun. Now, how fun it is to watch, I don't know. There's not quite as much action as there is, in HOI 4. So that is in the definite maybe pile. Um, 3. I would love to do a Warhammer 40k Armageddon playthrough. Now, if you guys aren't Warhammer 40k fans, I strongly encourage you to just check it out. Just check it out. And if I do that playthrough, just give the first 3 episodes a chance because Warhammer 40k is more about the story and the lore. It's just infinite lore on the whole concept. The entire Warhammer 40k universe to me is fascinating. Now the problem is the graphics on Warhammer 40k Armageddon are dated, and I mean dated. So again, not much fun to watch. So that's in the kind of maybe pile if we run out of other stuff to do, which we won't. Next, Panzer Corps 2 is being released soon. How soon, we're not exactly sure, but I think it's going to be released early spring. Now, I did actually get a key to the beta, but of course I got so busy I never used it and it expired. So I'm really disappointed I didn't get to try the beta out when that was going on. So in honor of that, or in anticipation of that, I would actually really like possibly to do a Panzer Corps campaign because I have pretty much every single DLC there is to have for that. Now, if we do it, it's probably going to be a shorter campaign. I don't want to do like a 50 episode campaign because again, it may not be that fun to watch. But that's just, for me, a bit of nostalgia to get psyched up about it. Not last, I would also like to do possibly Panzer Strategy playthrough, which is it looks similar to Panzer Corps. However, it's actually much more difficult. I played it by myself. I did a campaign. It was tough, guys. It was real tough. If you haven't played that game, I strongly encourage you to check it out. It's a lot of fun. And that would be kind of a shorter campaign because it isn't quite as fleshed out, lengthwise and story-wise as Panzer Corps is. And in that same vein, the last option that I'm thinking of is Order of Battle World War II. Again, this one is hex-based, but it's presented in a much more lifelike fashion. It feels more alive, just the way it's presented, the way the strategy works. I like, the supply mechanics, the reinforcement mechanics. It all makes sense. And I also like the fact that, unlike a lot of games, well, Panzer Corps has this too, but you have your core units that stick with you from battle to battle. They gain experience and medals, and we can help build a story up around that. And I really want to do that to give it some life. Now, the elephant in the room is EU4. I own EU4, but they lost me after the 10th DLC. I am not going to do that. They have destroyed EU4. What it was, when it was released, the first few DLCs, it was great. It felt historical, it felt real, but it's destroyed, guys. They DLC'd it to death in a classic Paradox fashion. So that is off the table for now. There are some mods, there's some really good Rome mods that it has that, if worse came to worse and I had nothing else to play, we had nothing else to do on the channel, yes, we might go that route. So that's what I had, guys. Of course, all of this really depends a lot on your input. I can play what I want to play, but if you guys aren't interested, what's the point? So please let me know in the comments below what you guys would like to see. If any of those options sound good to you, please let me know. Or if you have a completely different idea, just ask. If it's a strategy game, a Paradox game, I almost guarantee that I have it. And I would like to stick with strategy. I mean, later on in the life of the channel, we're going to do some other stuff. But we'll address that later. So please, guys, let me know what you think. I love you all so much for watching, and thank you for sticking with me. I will see you guys on the battlefield. Bye-bye.